Ben Shepherd had always been known as the calm center of the storm. Whether he was waking up the nation on morning television or navigating the chaos of live broadcasting, he somehow managed to keep that signature balance of charm, humor, and grounded warmth. But this time, Ben wasn't the one in the spotlight. Instead, the person who usually stayed far away from it, his wife, Annie, was the one setting the entire internet buzzing. It started with a single post, one simple announcement. No flashy graphics, no dramatic music, no breaking news-style theatrics, just Annie sharing something meaningful. And the moment it went up, everything changed. Fans were stunned. Annie's social media was usually the digital equivalent of a quiet garden, peaceful, private, and rarely interrupted. But this post, it was different. It carried a tone that felt soft, personal, and deeply heartfelt. Within seconds, the comments began rolling in. Congratulations, shock, curiosity, excitement, and a bit of confusion too, because Annie didn't spell out every detail. She didn't need to. The emotion in her message said enough. People weren't just reacting to what she said, they were reacting to how she said it. Gentle, honest, real. And maybe that's why it spread so quickly, because sincerity stands out in a world full of noise. Ben saw the post like everyone else, and the moment he responded, fans melted. His message wasn't dramatic or loud. It wasn't some long speech or overly polished paragraph. Instead, it was thoughtful, warm, personal. The kind of message that made people instantly comment things like, "This is why we love Ben," and "He's such a class act." His words reflected everything people admired about him: gentleness, gratitude, and deep appreciation for the family he and Annie built together. His response felt less like something meant for the public and more like something intended for the person who had shared the announcement in the first place. That subtle sweetness, that unspoken affection, gave the whole moment an emotional glow that people couldn't stop talking about. For years, fans had admired Ben and Annie as a couple who managed to be both normal and extraordinary at the same time. They weren't the type to flaunt their relationship or turn their family life into content. Instead, they kept their home life steady, private, and protected. And maybe that's why this small window into their world felt so magical. People love a glimpse into a real partnership, one built on teamwork, shared history, and inside jokes no one else ever hears. And Ben and Annie? They'd built that over many years of marriage, raising 2 sons, juggling schedules, balancing Ben's early morning call times with school runs, family dinners, and the beautiful chaos of everyday life. It wasn't unusual to hear Ben talk about his family in interviews, not in an oversharing way, but in that gentle tone of someone who knows exactly what matters. He never hesitated to say that his wife and kids were his anchor. He never pretended the TV lights were brighter than the lights in his own home. And he had always been honest about how becoming a dad changed him, that it reshaped his priorities, made him rethink his time, and taught him to appreciate the simplest moments. So when Annie's announcement dropped, people immediately felt the weight of it, the meaning behind it, and the sincerity that wrapped around it like a ribbon. Ben responded the only way he knows how, with warmth, with humor woven between the lines, with that soft reassurance that no matter what surprises come, his family remains at the heart of his life. Fans loved it. They loved that Ben didn't chase attention. They loved that Annie didn't turn the announcement into a spectacle. They loved that the moment felt human, something rare in a world where personal news often becomes clickbait. Celebrity friends joined the comments too, adding playful jokes, sweet messages, and heartfelt congratulations. Some teased Ben, some cheered for Annie, some hinted that they knew something exciting was coming, which only made fans more curious. But through it all, everyone agreed on one thing. These two had a way of making even the simplest news feel special. Meanwhile, Ben continued balancing one of the busiest phases of his career. With his new hosting role bringing fresh energy to morning television, he had more eyes on him than ever before. Yet somehow, even with his packed schedule, he remained the same steady presence he had always been. Kind to colleagues, funny in chaotic moments, and completely grounded no matter how hectic things became. Those who work with him often say the same thing. Ben thrives when life feels normal. He likes routine. He likes structure. He likes knowing that after a long day on set, he can go home, kick off his shoes, and joke around with Annie and the boys. And that's exactly what made his response to Annie's announcement feel so genuine. He didn't turn it into a performance. He didn't dramatize it. He simply took a moment to acknowledge something meaningful happening in their lives, something real. Fans continued celebrating long after the post went up. The messages became a steady stream of joy and support. And the surprising part, no one demanded more details. People respected the privacy. They appreciated the simplicity. They embraced the mystery, even laughing about how rare it was for the internet to be so polite. And maybe that's because of the way Ben and Annie have built their reputation as a couple. They set boundaries without making them seem like walls. They share glimpses without oversharing. They give warmth without giving everything away. This moment, this announcement, this subtle emotional ripple reminded people that genuine connections still exist behind the spotlight. It reminded them that some milestones are meant to be held close even when shared publicly. It reminded them that not every important moment needs a spotlight. Sometimes it just needs sincerity. As reactions continued pouring in, it became clear that the story wasn't really about speculation. It wasn't about secrets or hints or dramatic theories. It was about love, in the simple, everyday way that most people relate to. It was about gratitude, about family, about supporting each other without showmanship. Ben's message made one thing undeniable. The quietest words sometimes carry the most meaning. And Annie's announcement, paired with his response, created a moment that felt heartfelt and uplifting. Whatever unfolds next, fans have already made their choice. They'll celebrate alongside the Shepherd family, not because of fame or curiosity, but because the moment felt real. It felt sincere. It felt like something worth cheering for. And sometimes that's enough.